Alright guys, so before I start this video, this is not a video telling you what you should or shouldn't do. This is just a video about what I did and kind of the outcome of what I did. So, this is how my tires have held up with getting it lowered and never getting an alignment for 3 years. But before we get into the video, we gotta get y'all with the cold start. Now, I haven't driven my car in almost a week, so this cold start will be really loud, so go for it. Alright, so we got the car outside. Y'all see the title and you see the thumbnail. So yeah, my cold start had turned off. I thought I had a check engine light for something stupid, but I forgot. Before I went out of town, I ain't put gas in my car because, I'm being cheap. I was going out of town. I'm like, I'm not about to drive my car for a week, so I'm not putting gas in my car. So that's what happened. I forgot that I left it almost empty. I'm gonna put gas in it tomorrow. So I got my car lowered about 3 years ago. And I did a video on it and whatnot. So it's 2026 now. I bought my car in 2022 and I got it lowered in 2023, around about May or so of 2023. So it's been about 3 years since I got my car lowered. And I'm about to go ahead and switch out the tires to some new tires because they wore out for obvious reasons. You probably see that all on my channel, but it's time for me for some new tires. Now, the thing I want to show you guys is this. Like I said before, this isn't about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. This is just showing you what happened as a result of what I did, right? So I got my car lowered and I never got an alignment for the car. I know that's crazy for me to say that, to get my car lowered and never get an alignment, but that's exactly what happened. And as you can see here, you can see with the naked eye, like if you look at my car right down the side of the car, you can see what my camber looks like. That's the tire poking out, that's the front and the back. Let me go around the back for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about with the back of the car. Go into the back and you can see clearly like there's camber there. Like I got the camera straight up and down because I got a little balancer thing on my camera, and you can see right there how the camber is on there. You can see how the tire tips it in on the top and whatnot. Now, first thing I want to do, I'm gonna show y'all what my tire wear looks like right now. So let me get in the car, crank it up one time, go ahead and get this HOA violation real fast, crank it up. Show y'all what tire wear looks like. Crank the wheel all the way as far as I can. There we go. There's much I can turn it. But you look at it here, you can see my tire wear, see what it looks like. So you can see, if you look at my tires here, look at the outside tread, pretty decent. The wear bars, you can see I got a little bit, it's getting close, probably a little closer than you want it to, but you can see, if you can see the wear bars here, as this one here shows a good bit of distance, it's still on the low end. Then the next wear bar is right here, it's kind of even. Then as you keep going further on the inside of the tire, it might be hard to see, that wear bar gets more even and even with the tread of the tire. And of course, that's not good, right? So that's what the front, the back is gonna look about the same, where the outside of the tire has more tread than the inside of the tire because of the camber and all that type of stuff, right? So something I want to point out to y'all and whatnot. So when I lowered my car, I had about 16,000 miles on my car, and I had the factory tires on there. So if you know these Scat Packs, Widebody Scat Packs, they come with the Pirellis. And even with these stock tires, this car already had camber issues. Like when I took my tires off my Pirellis or whatnot, they was wearing out on the inside, pretty much identical to what these tires are doing. So like I was saying, like I had camber issues with this car from factory without touching the suspension or anything like that. It was already had camber issues. And of course, when you go to lower your car with my new tire I'm gonna put on, when you go to lower your car, it just kind of makes that camber issue stand out even more or whatnot, right? Now with camber, there's some positive and negatives about camber. Some of the positives, some of the negatives I should say you already know, but there are some negative things about camber that you may not be aware of, and there's some positive things about it. But before I do that, pay attention to the next part to show you one of my favorite mods I've done to this car. This is my Dodge Charger Scat Pack wide body. It's big, it's loud, it's bright red. It simply grabs attention no matter where I go. Unfortunately, I bought a car that is 60 times more likely to be stolen than any other car on the road. With the long list of mods and things I bought for this car, one of the first things I installed on my car was this.
CarLock, the world's best GPS tracker and alert system. With CarLock, you will be able to live track your car with the GPS from your phone. Also, get alerts sent directly to your phone if anything is going on with your car, such as vibrations, engine starting, the car moving when it shouldn't be moving, or if there's a loss of power, your CarLock will get an alert for that as well. Be sure to get your CarLock. Use my link down in the description below and these discount codes to get a 10% discount on your CarLock purchase, as well as a 14-day free trial of the CarLock service as well. Let's get into the video.
Sitting here, you can kind of see, if I zoom in a little bit, you can kind of see the camber right there. Look at the tire. Look at it. See how it's sitting? You can tell most of the weight of that tire's on the inside of the edge of it and whatnot. And that's one thing about with the camber, the car, like you go look at your tire, look at the tread on the outside, the tread looks good. Most of that wear is from the inside. All right, so some of the negative effects of camber. Now, my tires lead against the wheel, not against the car. That's kind of exaggeration of what camber is. So that's negative camber. That's what my car has, and a lot of cars have in them. So obvious impact of negative camber, of course, uneven tread wear. You're gonna wear out the inside shoulder of that tire a whole lot more than the rest of the tire, and you really can't see it unless you kind of look behind the tire and things like that. So that's one thing you gotta look out for when it comes to negative wear. Now that's obvious, right? We all know about that. Another thing as well, these cars come with negative camber in the rear. This is my second Mopar pad. I had a Challenger before this, I had a Challenger RT. The Challenger RT does not sit anywhere close as low as a Scat Pack at stock height, and I had negative camber in my Challenger RT in the rear, especially in the rear, and I wore through the inside of the tire on that as well. So it's not something that happens solely because you alter your suspension or things like that. It happens from factory. These cars come from the factory with negative camber already built into it. Now here's a major downside of negative camber, where what I don't hear anybody talking about, right? So when it comes to negative camber, a lot of people with these type of cars like to do a certain type of racing. That racing is drag racing. And if you're drag racing, you may be racing from a dig. I like digs, I love digs, but negative camber will totally screw up your 60-foot time. It's gonna screw up the amount of traction you can get off the line. All that type of stuff plays into one another, right? So how does negative camber mess up your digs, right? How does it mess up your 60-foot time and things like that? You can probably see what is gonna happen. If you're trying to get off the line from a dead stop, you need as much traction as possible. And the way you get as much traction as possible is having as much of your tire on the ground as possible. If you are cambered out like that, and that's exaggeration, but it's kind of what's going on with my factory tire here. If you camber out like that, this is the 315 tire. We're gonna talk about this in our next video. This is a 315. Look how much of the tire is on the ground. That's not 315 worth of tread on the ground. That's like that's hardly anything. So instead of you get these wide tires thinking you'll get better traction, you're not getting any more traction on the road versus like a 275 or 255 or even 245. A 245 will have about the same amount of contact patch as this 315 because of the fact of the camber. So if you are drag racing and serious about drag racing, don't lower your car. And also make sure, if you do, which you shouldn't lower your car if you're drag racing a lot and serious about it, make sure you correct that camber and get it sitting straight up like that. Notice now, 315, I got the whole 315 on the ground. I got all that grip now. But if I go ahead and tilt it like that, I got some camber. Notice how the outside edge picks up. I'm only getting like half the tire on the ground. Now you can let that air out the tire, maybe squish the tire down a little bit to get more contact patch. But when you camber it like that, look at that. Not even getting the whole tire on the ground anymore, so you're killing yourself with that. Now with camber, there's one positive thing from camber. There may be others, but this is the only one, right? When it comes to camber, camber will help you with corner grip. So if you go to take a corner, you're able to get more of the tire on the ground. I know a lot of you are like, well, you just said if you're drag racing, you can't get the tire on the ground. But this is where it comes into play. So here's how it comes into play. What camber will help you. So if you're driving, right, you're racing or doing whatever. So you're driving, you're going straight, your tire's like that. But so you go into a corner, this negative camber, like this say is your left side of the car, you're turning, let's say you're turning right. So you're turning right, I hope you can see. If you're turning right, what's gonna happen to the tire, it's gonna stand up like that in the corner, and now you have the whole tire on the ground in the corner, right? It's gonna do like that in the corner, and then you get them straight, it's gonna straighten up like that. So that's how the camber can help you in the corner. So with my car, with the suspension set up, with it being lowered, structural braces and all that, and some camber, my car can corner a little bit better than some other cars. Now, it's still going to be based on, you know, how your suspension is, what tires you have and whatnot, but Camber is just kind of one piece of the puzzle to all of that. So that's the only good aspect of Camber. All right, so the last major thing I want to talk about here is this. So how did my car, well, the tires last 3 years without getting alignment being lowered? Well, this is easy. This is my daily, but I don't drive it every day. So I had like 16,000 miles when I changed out the tires. I got about 40,000 now. So 3 years, and I'm finally changing out the tires because I don't drive it all the time. Like, I work from home, and if I drive, I don't have to drive that far. So it takes a lot of time for me to get miles on my car. And if you're driving a lot more than me, then, you know, that might be different for you. I'm not advising on doing this at all. I'm just telling you what happened when I did it, right? So that's kind of happened with me, right? Didn't drive my car as much. So my car staying in the garage a lot of times. If I'm driving anywhere, it's taking the kids to school, coming back home, right? Maybe going to a practice or something. That's about it. You know, we got wife's car, we drive her car sometimes. So it's not even like I have to drive my car all the time. So I can easily get away with maybe doing it. I'm not telling y'all don't get alignments. I'm just telling y'all what happened with me and how my tires last. So I got maybe like 25,000 miles out of my tires. Probably could have got a lot more if I did the alignment on it. But hey, it is what it is or whatnot. Don't do what I did. Do what works for you. If you want the Camber in your car, you like the look of the Camber, go for it. Not advising for it or against it, but those are the risks. You're gonna wear out the tire on the inside, and if you have certain tread or certain type of tires that wear out quickly, then that's not gonna be good for you. My Pirellis, with the factory height, wore out on the inside pretty quick. And I lowered my car on a different type of tire, and it lasted longer with the worse alignment. So y'all do what y'all want to do. I ain't telling what you do. You should get alignment, you know, whatnot, but it depends on what you do with your car, right? So this is gonna be the end of the video. In conclusion, what I'm telling you guys, if you're drag racing, go ahead, make sure your alignment's on point, especially in the rear, because you want the whole tire on the ground, have like 60-foot time. If you're one of those few Mopar owners or whatnot that like to take your car around some turns, then you might want a little bit of camber in your car to help out with the turns. If you're doing none of that, you might want to make sure your alignment's on point. What might happen with my tires right here. So it's time for some new tires. And y'all know me, I'm not out here sliding my car every weekend like a lot of people are doing. That's not my forte. I may be in the drag strip for sure, but donuts and stuff like that is not something I do all the time. So you see how my tires last. And yes, I have my tires rotated. I think I rotate them every oil change, so they've been rotated and all that. So I made sure to get the most out of these tires I could get. So that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you got any questions, drop a comment down below. If you made this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Do a lot of car related things on this channel, so make sure you stick around for all of that and lock in if you haven't already done so. We'll catch you up on the next video. We're out. Cut it.